Today I'm going to be showing my ETF portfolio. I'm going to show the number of shares and my cost. Hello my friends, this is Legend. Today I'm going to be showing my full portfolio on the YieldMax ETFs. I'm going to show each ETF that I own. You'll be able to see how much I have of each, the number of shares, what my average cost is, and we're also going to view to see what kind of distributions I've earned off of each one and to see if I'm profitable or losing money. So let's switch over to my spreadsheet there and check it out. Okay, so here we are on my stock purchases sheet, and this one here I use to enter in all of my purchases. So as you can see here, I am in AMDY, BIGY, CONY, IWMY, JEPQ, MSTY, NVDY, PLTY, QDTE, QQQY, SOXY, WDTE, and YMAX. So in this spreadsheet, I enter the ticker. They are all purchases, the number of shares I bought at each time, my average price that I paid for each share at that purchase point, and then of course the amount that was spent doing so. Now this is just in my IRA, which it's a little bit more to play with in my IRA, so I can purchase a little bit more shares in that versus my personal account. So as you can see right here in my gains for my closed stocks, it's a minus $524, and that is because I did sell out of a number of these right here. As you can see on this right side where it says sell, I jumped out of JEPQ, and you'll see later where that was a bad move on my part, but I just kind of got spooked a little bit and started dropping out of it because I was a little heavy in it. But had I stayed in it, I would have been in good shape. But let's continue on. I do not have any options in this ETF for YieldMax or any of these high yields. I do not play the options for these. Here's my dividends. This shows all of my dividends that I've earned, and this is the same tickers as we've seen before. It's just listing out every single one that I've earned and the amount that I've earned of each. So let's just jump right over to my portfolio overview. As you can see, here is the portfolio overview. And this one here, what it does is it combines everything that I've entered. It takes all of my stock purchases and it takes all of my distributions that I've earned, and it gathers it all into this one nice overview. So it has all of the tickers that I have, then it adds up the number of shares that I have in each one, the current market price, that's per share at the time of this recording. This is the capital invested, and this is the share price that I purchased my shares at. So that's the average share price that I purchased all of my shares at. So for this example here, we can see my failure on AMDY. As far as price goes, I am in it at $16.07, and the current stock price is $9.73. So I am down a wee bit on that one. Then I have my adjusted net cost right here. And what that is that calculates and adds up all of the premiums, dividends, distributions, any sales that I've made and whatnot. It will capture all of those and it will fill in this cell with the total for each ETF here. This is the adjusted price. So what this is taking into account my earnings that I've earned and using that and subtracting that from the amount that I've put into it and providing me my new average cost. This is just for my own benefit. So if I calculate and I add back in my earnings for AMDY, I do have a purchase price at $16.07 for a total of the 793 shares at that 1607. But when I add in my dividends and distributions, that drops my average price down to $12.24. So that gets me a little bit better and a little closer to that current price. This column here, of course, is that market value. And this market value is just the current market price times the number of shares. And then the price appreciation, that is that market price minus my capital invested. So that's the reason where you see a negative here, because the market value, so the value of my stocks at the current price, is $7,700, whereas I have capital invested of 12.7. So therefore I have the negative price appreciation of about 5K. So that will give me everything that I need to know here. So I can look at the top up here. You can see I've got a negative price appreciation, so it's a depreciation, I guess you can say, of a minus $23,642. So that's how much the price of the stock itself, or the ETF, has dropped and lost in capital of the ETF. But my distributions or dividends, whichever one you want to call it, it's a distribution for these. So my distribution gains is $34,543. So I have earned in distributions more than I have lost in the actual price drop of each ETF added together. So I have a total gain of about $10,900. So far I am actually in the good. I have actually earned about 10.9K on my ETFs that I currently own. Now I have some of them that are down a good bit, and as you can see, like the IWMY, and we have the QQQY and the WDTE. Those three are the Defiance funds, and me being as lucky as I am, as you can see, I have a little over 500 of the IWMY, a little over 500 of the QQQY, and I have a little over 500 of the WDTE. And the reason it's showing 500 is because I originally had 1,500 of each in shares, but they did a 3-to-1 split pretty much as soon as I purchased it. Just not too long after I purchased it, they did a 3-to-1 split, which means for every 3 shares you have, you now have 1. So 1,500 shares divided by 3 was 500 shares. I did take a pretty good hit, and now, of course, with only 500 of each, now your distribution is only 500 times whatever that distribution is, instead of 1,500 times that distribution. But that's kind of where I'm at right now with the 10,900. Now let's look at my outcome charting. So it shows that I have a total earned of 34,000, right? This is all of my earnings with no uncounted for paper loss. Paper loss meaning the price of the stock or ETF has went down, even if it's went down 50%. So if you buy it at 20 and now it's $10, that's a paper loss because you don't lose it until you actually sell it, right? So you don't count it until you sell it. Now that one that I did sell out of JEPQ earlier, now that one I did sell it, so therefore that one does count, and that one does calculate into these this chart here. So it fills out this table as well, and as you can see, that's my total, and that does include that minus $540 some that I took a loss on when I sold JEPQ because I got scared when I got that reverse split on the other ones on Defiance. So here is my graph, and as you can see, starting in July for my first amount of earnings, it's been increasing all the way up to September. It's flattened off, and now it's kind of coming back down. Now we'll see how it works, if it flattens back out or does it go back up. We have seen a decrease in our distributions as of late, but I'm hoping to see a turnaround on that. So far we are still in the good, and this is a quarterly chart. as you can see. Q3 almost, let's see, about 14,800 in Q3 and 16,000 in Q4. And so far I've got 3,000 in Q1 of this year. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to show you where I was at, the plays that I'm in, and that I am still making money. I'm still in the positive on this. I am still up about 10K in my plays. As you can see here, I am still up 10,900. So far, so good. And we will see how this all plays out. Now, the price appreciation, it does fluctuate, of course, because the price of the stock fluctuates. Could be up, could be down one day, could be 23, it could be 18, right? So it just fluctuates, but the dividends or the distributions, that only changes as I earn more distributions. I just kind of wanted to share my portfolio, where I'm at, to show you I do have skin in the game. I've got a lot of skin in the game. This is my IRA. This is not all of my IRA, of course, but I do have a large chunk of it into the YieldMax ETFs, so I am watching it, just like I'm sure that you're watching yours. So I think I'm going to wrap it up right there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. It'd be much appreciated. And as always, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before you get into any stock plays. And until next time, Legend out.